Hello friends, welcome to this new tutorial. Today I have here this iPad 8 generation, and the problem on it, as you see, is the outside glass. The screen in the bottom, the LCD in the bottom is still working. As you see, it's still functional, nothing wrong with it. So in this case, we're gonna just replace the outside glass, which is broken. Alright, so to do this job, we will need glass like this. Make sure when you get the glass, get it with the home button. The one that I have, it doesn't have a home button, and when you get it with the home button, you will pay maybe just $2, $3, or maximum $5 extra, and you will save the headache of gluing down the home button here. By the way, for the home button, make sure you don't have the fingerprint scanner active. So make sure you delete if you have you go to the settings and delete if you have any fingerprint locks on it. Remove them, then you can put them back later on, or you can keep them, and you need to transfer the same home button from here to the new screen. So you have two options then. Okay, so the first one, keep the same home button, but there is a risk you may cut it, or delete the home button in the software, then use this one with its own home button that comes with it. Mine doesn't come with the home button, so I'm gonna transfer this one from here to here. All right, so we will need a new screen. It's right here. Then we will need Phillips screwdriver, a nice semi metallic tool like this, e-cutter, double sticky adhesive, a glove, and a heat gun. All right, so that's all what we will need. If we need something on the work, I will mention it, because that's all what we need for the moment. All right, so please watch the video from the beginning to the end to have an idea about how it's gonna work. Then once you have an idea, you can tell if you are able to do it by yourself, or you need to give it to a specialist. And if you want to do it by yourself, do it at your complete own risk. Okay, so let's start. First thing we're gonna do, we're gonna put this glove here. Then I will turn off this iPad. All right, so now what I'm gonna do, I will just heat up the front here. I have protective glass on top of this. I'm just gonna remove it because I don't need it here. So I will just heat up this for a couple minutes. I will not focus the heat on one spot, because I may burn the LCD in the bottom. So just keep moving slowly like this for a couple minutes, 2-3 minutes maximum. Alright, so it's hot enough. Now I'm gonna just use this icy semi, and they will go underneath the glass here, and they will peel it off gently. Make sure you use goggles, glasses, to protect your eyes, because this glass may shatter and may fly in your eyes. So make sure you are protecting yourself. And just keep peeling off this gently all around the edges until you release the whole thing. Sometimes it may be smooth, sometimes you may have some hard time. And make sure don't cut off yourself. So this is the home button cable, it's right here, so make sure don't cut this cable, okay? So in case you need to heat it up a little bit more, yes, you can do that. Alright, so it's open now. After you open it, make sure don't touch the LCD with your fingerprints, because once you touch it here, it's gonna be very hard for you to clean it without leaving any smudges on it. So just make sure don't touch it with your fingerprints, or even with the tools. The tools might make a scratch on it, or it may break it, you know. But what I'm talking now about is just fingerprints. So you need to, during the process, make sure don't use the IC semi all the way inside, and it may slip and scratch or break the LCD. All right, so now I will just open some screws here. I have here one screw, 2, 3 underneath this tape here, and another one hidden here underneath this corner. So I open these two ones. Screws are all the same, so you don't have to worry about mixing them up, except the screw here in this corner next to the camera. It may be longer. Let me check it out, because I know that it's longer in other tablets. On this one, I'm not sure. No, it's the same. So the screws are the same. So I mentioned that we will need some tools later on, and yes, we will need these tweezers. Or maybe you can use something else beside these tweezers if you don't have it. Okay, I already touched the screen here with my finger, and I make a smudge here. Yes, when I'm telling you to not touch it with your fingerprints, just make sure to not touch it too much. But anyway, you're gonna touch it somehow. All right, so now I got all the screws off. So now I need to clean the way of the screen, because I need to take off the screen, and I need to remove every pieces of glass that may be on its way. So I have some pieces of glass right here. Alright, so I think I remove all the pieces of glass that are on the way. So now what I'm gonna do, I will use this plastic. This is another thing that we will need. Then I will insert it here underneath the LCD, and I will release the sides because the sides are glued a little bit, not too much, but just a little bit. So I'll make sure I will use this plastic to go underneath here. So I release this side, then I will keep going, and I release this. Now once I have the screen open this way, I will just pull it this way, just a little bit, then the corner is released. Now I will just open it like this. I will just pull it this way, then I will open it like I'm opening a book. Then I have in this bracket here, I have 3 screws. I will open these 3 screws. Alright, so I remove all the 3 screws, they are here. So now I will disconnect this bracket. I will take this bracket off. Then I will disconnect the LCD cable. So this is the LCD cable here. I will just use my nail to disconnect it carefully. And then, as you see, I'm holding the screen like this. I'm not touching the inside. Then I'll put it aside. And now I have 2 cables here for the LCD, for the digitizer. Just use your nail to disconnect them. Then we have the last cable here. This is for the home button. I'm taking this adhesive which is covering the connection, and I'm just gonna stick it here to put it back later on. Then here, let me zoom on this. We zoom a little bit more. Alright, here I have a lock. So this lock, I need to just open it this way. You see, it's open. Make sure don't use the force, just open it like this. Then you can grab the cable from here and pull it to the back, and that's it. Alright, so now I will remove this rubber cover here, and I will put it aside. Then the cable is underneath here. Now the screen is released. I will make sure I clean this place here before I continue. Okay, I'm just gonna remove this adhesive from here. And I have another piece of adhesive here. And that's it. So now I make sure there are no pieces of glass inside here, and I will put this aside, and I will clean this place, and I will be back. Alright, so I clean this place here. I'm using this duster to just clean this place. Okay, so now we still have the broken glass. So now here in the broken glass, I will have to remove the home button. So the home button, this is the cable. I will just pull the cable gently to release it from here. Don't use the force. And here, when you reach to this part, we need to use the IC Sami to go underneath. Make sure don't damage the cable. We're gonna go underneath here, and I release this part. Then I pull gently until I release it. So this one I'm gonna throw it away. Then I will clean this home button from any pieces of glasses that may be on it. Just handle with care, because you may cut the cable. make sure don't leave any pieces of glasses here. Alright, this side is clean, the cable is clean. Still have little piece of glass here, not little piece, but it's a big chunk. Alright, so it's clean. Alright, so now let me throw this away too. Alright, so now what I'm gonna do, I will transfer this home button here. I see that I have a little gasket around here, so the home button already have one on it, so I'm gonna remove the one that is on the home button, this one, because if I leave it, it will be like raised up too much. So now, but if you don't have it here, you need to keep it, okay? So now I'm just gonna put this one here. So I'm just making sure that everything is perfect. Alright, so now once I have the home button here in the circle, I will put some glue, some adhesive here and here, the glue or the adhesive, but for me I'm going to use the crazy glue to make sure that this sticks very well, because the adhesive with the time it will be loose. But if you don't have this the crazy glue and have the adhesive, you can put strip here and here, then you glue this on it. Okay, so but for me I will use the crazy glue. I'm just gonna use like small drop here and another one here. This holds this home button very well. Alright, so now before I put this down, as you see here, I have one dot and I have a black dot here. So this is supposed to be exactly on the top of this black dot. That's how the button will click when we push from outside. So I'm just making sure it's matching, and I will hold it, make sure it's aligned. Then you can just click from outside to test it. When you feel that it's clicking, just hold it for maybe 30 seconds, because you know the Gorilla Glue holds in like 30 seconds. So I'm just gonna keep holding until it's completely glued down. Alright, so I think it's good now. So then I will prepare this screen for the frame. So I will remove this. There is like some adhesive here, and there is another part that it has adhesive here too. So the first thing I will uncover the adhesive from here, and there is another blue plastic that is covering the other piece of adhesive on the other side. Then I will glue this together, and then I will remove the plastic that is covering the LCD here. So this LCD still have, this screen have plastic covering it. So I'm just gonna lift it up from this corner to make sure that I will glue the cable, because this is on top of this cable is on top of the plastic. So let me just put this. Alright, so now I will connect the cable correctly. Alright, so this side is good. So then I will have to lift up the plastic again. I will just pull it this way. They will hold it. Make sure don't touch inside the glass, because if you do, you will have a fingerprint on the screen. Alright, so I'm gluing this adhesive here It's supposed to come already glued like this, but I don't know why they leave it for us. Because always when we buy the screens, it's supposed to be glued like this, and we have to do it by ourselves. Not the actually the manufacturer should do that instead of letting us doing it. Alright, so now the screen is good. So now I will remove the adhesive. I will uncover the adhesive from this side here. You have one little piece, and the rest I will remove it later. So now the screen is ready. I will put it aside. Then now I will make sure that the frame here is ready too. So the first thing, I need a flathead screwdriver. I have one here. They will make sure there is no pieces of glasses all around the frame here. Just press this like this, and if there is any on the way, you will remove it. Yeah, there are pieces of glasses here. I will use different flathead screwdriver. Use this one, it's small. It can go inside this edge. Sometimes this may slip and it may damage something inside, so you need to be careful. Alright, so I think that it's clean. I'm just gonna use the toothbrush to make sure there's nothing here. Alright, so now I have one corner here. This corner is damaged, so I need to make sure that this corner is all curved here, because if the LCD if the screen that I'm gonna put here is overlapping this edge, and if I try to click on it to fit or to stick on frame very well, I will break it. So I need to make sure to remove this out from here. I'm gonna use this cutter, and I will just shave it from inside. Make sure you get this done perfectly, because if you don't do, you will break your digitizer after all the hard work you've done. Almost perfect. I think it's good now. If it's rough, just use something like metal like this to smooth it. Alright, so now I will put the adhesive. I will start with this white adhesive here. I will just put one strip here from the corner to the corner. Then I will cut it evenly with the edge. And I will do the same thing for the other corner. Then another strip here. And I will need a tiny adhesive on this edge. Okay, so now I have the adhesive all around the edges. So I will just use this plastic. Get it. And I will just make sure I will pass this on top of the adhesive. If there is like any pieces of glass or anything, it will stuck on it. Then I will remove it. Here I will do the same thing. Alright, so now I will uncover this adhesive from this side. Then I will put this screen here. Let me zoom back. I will connect this cables here to this connection on the motherboard. Make sure the cables are 100% matching with its connection before you use any force to click on them. So this one is good, and this is the second one. Then I will land the screen against something. Then I will put the LCD. So the LCD before I put the LCD, I need to put the home button. This is the home button cable. I need just to insert it here. Let me zoom on this one so you can see it clear. Yeah, this is the home button cable. I will just insert it here. Make sure this latch here is open, and make sure the cable goes all the way inside. And lock it. Then we're gonna put this screen. No, before the screen we're gonna put this rubber here. Let me show you. We're gonna put this rubber thing here. It will go exactly here on top of the cable. Then the screen. The screen cable is this one. I will just connect it here. Make sure it's matching perfectly. Don't use any force. If it doesn't click, that means it's not well connected. Now I'm gonna put this bracket here. The 3 screws. Alright, so now I'm putting the screen back. I put this part here first. We zoom back. Then I will the adhesive here is on the way, so I have to remove the adhesive from here too. Why I keep the adhesive covered? Because I may need to clean. The adhesive may bother me during the process. So I just remove the adhesive. I uncover the adhesive here, and then make sure that the adhesive is like bended in the inside, because it will block this part from here, you know, especially if the adhesive is larger than it's supposed to be. Always we have to adjust, you know. Alright, so now the screen sits flat here, and I just need to put the screws. First one will go here. Okay, I have to open this. Another screw will go here. The third one here, and the last one will be exactly in this corner. And that's it. So now I have to turn on the tablet to make sure it's working before I'm just pushing the button here. Keep holding. Alright, so now it's turning on. Alright, so we'll test the screen, make sure it's responding to the touch. I will click here, up, down. Alright, the home button. Okay, everything is working fine. So now I will turn off the light. They will clean the screen here, make sure it's 100% clean. The first thing I need to take care of is this smudge here. Gently. And that's it. Don't over clean, you know, because over cleaning it will make more smudges. And that's what I do here, you see. So now I will clean this carefully. Sometimes when you are cleaning with this thing, and if it has small pieces of glass on it, you may scratch the screen. I already scratched the screen a little bit on this corner, on this part here. It's not a big scratch, but you need to be careful, you know. Alright, so now it's clean. So what I'm gonna do, I will now uncover all the adhesive and glue it down. So let me uncover the adhesive here on the LCD, on the digitizer. I always get confused with this. By the way, this digitizer comes with its own adhesive on it, and this adhesive is not. If you don't put more adhesive here, the screen will keep popping up, you know. And I'm using double sticky adhesive here to make sure it will stick very well and it will never pop up. And also you can, if you are using only this adhesive that comes with the screen, you can put the tablet in a case that will cover the edges and it will hold it down. Alright, so now everything is clean here. Now I will remove the plastic that is covering the LCD from inside, this plastic. Alright, then I will take a last look here, and also make sure that this screen from here, it's matching, or it's fitting on the edges here. I mean, it's exactly inside the edges here. And also we have the LCD cable, I mean the digitizer cable inside here. Make sure that cable is not folded on the edge, on top of the edge, so make sure it goes inside underneath the LCD. And once you're sure that everything is good, just let it go, and that's it. Et voila. And that's it. Alright guys, thanks for watching. This is how to replace the glass on the iPad 8 and iPad 7 generation. It's basically the same, but with very minor differences. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video, and have a wonderful time. Peace.